Bezrat Hashem, Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Asar, Baruch Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodi Bas Chani Ucheved, Yonah Bas Basia, Shir Bas Basia, Sana Reuven ben Mani, and Asher Misa ben Chana, and they all have a refuah. In the tefillah, I don't have the tefillah book in front of me, in front of us. But tefillah really, as we're preparing for Purim, and even on Purim and after Purim, realizing that we could flip the switch in 1 second. Right? 1 second, you could feel like you're in such a distant, far, dark place from who you really want to be and who you are. But in 1 second, you could just change the whole reality in 1 second. So the bracha for all of us and the tefillah for all of us is to really understand the value of 1 second, of one just turning of the head. We should actually play that song, but I guess it doesn't work through the headphones. So the coven, I'm in Chova Talmidim, Yeshiva Chova Talmidim, and we're going to learn halacha as we're preparing for Shabbos. And the past couple of days, we've been learning about the halachos for Purim, but because we don't have 24/7 halacha in front of us, we have access to this beautiful sefer, learn Shabbos in just 3 minutes a day. It's pretty cool, 3 minutes a day. So I see here in day 19, arriving in shul after Kabbalah Shabbat. I have to start saying Shabbat. No one says Shabbos here. I always say Shabbos and Mariv, and it's a so I'm trying to change myself so I just get caught in between the two. Kabbalah Shabbat, like not Sfas Emes, but Sfat Emet for my dad. So if one arrives late to shul on Friday night and the congregation had already started saying Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbos, he may not daven mincha among them. Rather, he must go outside to daven mincha. Right? We see this with the Herzliya community. Right? The doors in the back. People who come late after Mizmor Shir, they daven outside, quick Shemona Esrei, and come back in. This is because the shul has announced the arrival of Shabbos, and he's davening a tefillah that is contrary to that announcement. Right? Mincha is like our last form of preparation, hakana for Shabbos. It's mincha, it's not Shabbos at that point. One who has not daven mincha can only answer the Baruch Hu that starts off Mariv if he has in mind not to accept Shabbos yet. Without having in mind not to accept Shabbos, his answering Baruch Hu is an automatic acceptance of Shabbos, and he can no longer daven the mincha that he's still obligated in. Accepting Shabbos, I mean, we're talking about like during davening, but accepting Shabbos in general on Friday is like a really serious thing. I was like, once chilling with a couple of friends Friday morning, and like we're just like so fired up for Shabbos, like where the preparations, the learning, the singing, the ruach was unbelievable. So I'm like, just want to accept Shabbos right now. I'm accepting Shabbos. No, don't accept Shabbos. Don't do that. You don't accept Shabbos. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. If one did join with Baruch Hu without having in mind not to accept Shabbos with it, or if the time for mincha has already passed, which is usually 13 minutes after Shkia, he must daven 2 Shemona Esreis during Mariv. The first is set together with the congregation, as usual, fulfilling the Shabbos Mariv obligation. Afterwards, he says the exact same Shemona Esrei of Shabbos Mariv to make up for missing mincha. Now, halacha ends up with this, Chavra, Gevaldik. It is worth mentioning that one may not plan to daven twice to make up a missing tefillah. It is only permitted to make up a tefillah when one missed it by a mistake or against his will. So Bezrat Hashem, halacha l'maisa. Hopefully we won't be late to anything. We could be on time every single Shabbos. Bezrat Hashem, and we're continuing with Purim. 13 days until Purim. Maya's excited, sending texts to the group chats, the whole thing, Hamatasha in the oven, the costumes, everything. We got to get ready. Gila reading. It's really exciting stuff. So tonight we're going to be learning about, hopefully together, what it means to have Simcha, to have true Simcha, and to recognize what it really means to have true Simcha on Purim and surrounding Purim all year round. V'hine ka'asher hadam mevin b'behirus b'mocho b'mekir b'ruor b'chol libo margish v'chai. Right, so someone who recognizes and understands. Right, we understand that Hashem's light is fully revealed on Purim. There's no hiddenness whatsoever. Fully giloy. I have to start dropping Hebrew words because we're going through the Hebrew and English. Amazing, and you know it in the mind, right? You even know it in the heart. It's clear to you in the heart, and you feel this like liveliness, this vitality. Eta emet azot. She'et hakol rak Hashem Yisparach oseh v'shum davar lo yotzeh mashli tato. Right, and that the emes is that if one feels this and recognizes this, he or she knows that Hashem runs the whole world. That Hashem is reality, and there's nothing else. Nothing's out of his control. Ki Hashem Yisparach hu mitziot hakol ve'ein o mevado. And like we spoke about, honestly, this has been the theme so far. Learning with each other is that it really comes back to Hashem is everything. There's nothing besides Hashem. Right? Hashem runs the world. He's in control. He has the steering wheel. We love saying that, the steering wheel. And once we know this, Chabra, this is when the deep simcha starts to trickle in. As hu sameach simcha pnimiyut. One's able to feel this inner simcha, one that's in the heart, that's in the mind, that fills his whole body. Right? You could look at a person, you'd be like, that person has inner simcha, also external, but knowing that that person has an inner simcha, you could recognize it, you could smell it. Kihu yodea shakol rak mimenu Hashem, because everything's from Hashem and only Hashem. Right? Rabbi Nachman says that. What's a chabura here without mentioning Rabbi Nachman's name? But Rabbi Nachman, we learned this together once upon a time, that Rabbi Nachman says that someone, I asked someone, let's say, how are you doing? How's your day going? And there's two ways to approach that. There's one which is Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, everything is great in my life. Even though things may not have gone your way that day or recently, but still you're saying everything's Hashem. Right? What we're learning right now, everything's Hashem. So Hashem says to that person, oh, wait, can you guys hear me still? Okay, it just like popped, it was pop up on the screen. Right, so Hashem says to that person, oh, you thought everything was good? I will show you what good is. I will show you what good is. We'll even show you beyond that. Right, it's always beyond, but because you're saying Baruch Hashem and you're recognizing Hashem and you're understanding that He's reality and there's nothing besides Him, Hashem will show you that even more and reveal that to you even more. But then you have another person who says, I'm managing. Okay. Life's not great. Hashem's like, you really say that? You really think that's managing? You really think your life isn't great? I'll show you what not great is. It's a real Torah. It's a Harif Torah, but really understanding that everything's from the Rebbeinu Shalom. And once we understand that everything's from the Rebbeinu Shalom, then Memela Kol Ma Shekoreh Lo, V'Chol Ma Shover Alav, V'Chol Ma Sheyikreh Zeh, Achi Tov She'achol Liot. That anything that happened in the past, anything that happens right now on Zoom together, anything that will happen a minute from now, tomorrow, next week, a month, everything's for the good. Because Hashem is ultimately good. Hashem is good. It's amazing. Vault. Adam Shechaykach. A person who lives like this, Eino atzav amashaya, right? If someone lives with this simcha, if someone lives with the fact that, or with the awareness that Hashem is running the past, present, and future in the best way possible, there's no place for atzvus. There's no place for sadness in a person's heart. The Eino doeg alecha ha'atid. And there's no stress, there's no worry about what's going to happen in the future because everything is good. Everything will be good in the end. Ela sameach b'chol ma shekoreh imo. V'hu sameach b'Hashem Yisparach shemoach sheyesh lanu abba gadol kazeh b'shamayim shakol hu oseh ba'anu nechalim bo b'hava. And that because everything's for the good and Hashem runs reality, right? Hashem, we have a special place in Hashem's heart. Right? Hashem is bestowing everything with loving and kindness. Right? Everything's with love. Everything's with a kiss. Everything is beautiful. And while it may not seem beautiful in the moment, we have to learn how to stay firm according to Rabbi Nachman. Stay firm while you're experiencing those obstacles, like we love sharing. And once you stay firm, those obstacles, those same obstacles that you were struggling with will actually turn into the greatest aroma, will turn into the greatest pleasantness and the greatest tools that we could use in our lives. Bezrat Hashem, we should all be able to recognize, and the last one, Negila v'nismecha bach. Bezrat Hashem, the Simcha should be revealed in all of us, right? The inner Simcha, the Simcha in the mind and in the heart, understanding that everything is Hashem, there's nothing besides Hashem. And because we live in that world and we live in this beautiful world, that everything that was, everything that's present, and everything that's future is for the ultimate good. It's for the ultimate good. Bezrat Hashem. Questions, comments, please feel free. And this is where we could actually have this true simcha without stress, without doeg and asfus. Chavra, right now. Questions, comments, please feel free. I'm sorry about the late hour. Baruch Hashem.
You're helping me get through the night. I have a student I'm teaching in Houston who had a game. It got delayed. It's at 2:30. So I'm like, here we go.
Wow. So, all right. So hopefully this is like our energy boost, like the 5-hour energy.
Yes.
There we go.
And tomorrow, Women's Hollow.
Oh my gosh. Are you excited?
So
it's going to be so
tomorrow
big. It's going to be so big.
It's going to be amazing.
Wow. I can't wait to hear. Wow. Fired up. And I saw that there was pancakes on the flyer. Gewaldic. Amazing. Fink, great to see you, buddy. Fink, fire. Chevra, health, happiness, and success. Everyone should have an amazing Shabbos. Rock Simcha. Everything's good. And we should be healthy, happy, and successful. Bezrat Hashem will continue on Sunday.